Ah, there we are. Mr. A&Y, how are you today?
Cowboys in it.
Well.
Ah, guten Abend.
Zusammen. Ah, goddammit.
Yes.
2 idiots, 1 idea.
Wie geht es Ihnen?
Damn it. I knew I was going to blow it. Well, thank you, Peter. You saved me.
Mir geht's sehr gut, danke sehr. Und wie ist es mit euch?
I knew that was coming also. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do the follow-up.
Okay, I'm trying not to blow through all my German here, but... I probably would have butchered it, so I'm gonna stop right there.
Station.
I am a jelly donut.
What? You are JF Kennedy?
Yes. He got it. Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Indeed.
Funny thing, so I actually play the speaking German card rather rarely, so...
Yeah, I was just gonna go a little bit, hopefully remembering enough from when I took German, and then just when I hit my limit, I was gonna say, sprechen Sie English, and then hopefully you'd say yes, and I'd be like, so good. Now we're gonna speak in English, guys.
I was imagining Peter was having a stroke where you were like, you couldn't even say Viva Reverie once, and you're going to talk in German now. Did I get it right that time?
Technically yes.
Okay, I'll take that.
It's Viva I'm a Toon Link.
No, obviously I knew the I'm a Toon Link. Who the hell doesn't know that part? That's the part I say when I can't say the real name right.
This coming from the guy who spent like a week calling him Vivi Rivera.
Yes, it did.
That's a character from Miami Vice.
and calls Chrysalis Chrysilius.
Yeah.
That's a new one I haven't heard so far. I mean, there is a lot of discord about how to pronounce your name actually, but what was it? Say it again.
Chrysalis? I don't even know how I say it anymore.
Chrysilius
is good. I can work with that.
That's the Western changeling dialect?
I guess so.
Okay, there we go.
Chrysilius. Also half changeling, therefore, yeah, I guess I have an excuse.
All right.
I guess I should change my picture to some pony.
Yeah.
Be a moose anymore.
Well, let's give Mr. Analysis another 6 minutes to pop in here before we get going. As he's endeared himself on his trial run here as a guest host.
So we kind of popped the analysis early this time. I hate it when this happens.
Oh, I actually started the call earlier because Peter sat there and said, who's hosting the call? I'm like, oh crap, I'm expected. I better start it now.
Oh, I remember my time when I was running a podcast. Oh god, I believe we barely made it on time. Something went wrong. This is actually where the phrase I blame A&Y comes from. Because something went wrong in every single episode and Spider was just sitting there like, I blame A&Y, and the sad thing is 90% of the times he was correct, so...
I was having a little bit of a worry. I was like, oh, Corpulent can't be here today. I have an idea. I'll get Biter to fill in for... No. No. He's friends with A&Y. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, wait. Let's Scopuscular Bronies discuss. Yeah, never mind.
I mean, there are about... I mean, it would probably work, but there are already about 50 episodes of this kind of shenanigans out there, so it's a question if you really need one more.
No, yeah, it's when we had it was on Sheldon's show technically. When we had a podcast with Biter, I felt it went pretty well and smoothly. It took a great deal of effort, but we managed to.
I have no idea why anyone has any problem with Biter. He's an awesome guy.
Well, you caught him on a good day.
No, it's just that me and Biter. Why do you think like that? Explain to me.
Oh, great. So you basically already have your own Biter for this show.
No.
What do you expect? He's British, so he has an unfair advantage.
I've said that to him. I either said that to Clifford or Owen or something like that. We're like, I'm told I'm a bit of a jerk. I'm like, well, you're British. That's okay. It's expected.
It's almost kind of funny how accents can, like, allow you to get away with stuff.
Oh, you don't believe what I can say as a German, and everybody's fine with it. Or at least they don't question it, or something like that.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what it's like to be me. Seriously, I'll say something, and half the time people don't question it, because... How do I put this? For whatever reasons, people seem to think of me, and I'm seem to think of me as somewhat intelligent. So sometimes people don't check what I say.
And they only assume it must be right because you are the intelligent one, or...
Yeah, it's kind of like, This is the true thing. Why is it the true thing? Citation, Peter.
Well, Peter, you're missing the whole point about that. My workaround isn't to question whether it's true or not. The question is if I can get around it being true. I can get Graham right now instead.
I think the problem with the difference between like the British and the German things, like when British people, like when a British person tells you something, it's like, oh well, that was a very soft, warm telling of that. I think that's true. Whereas when a German tells it, it's like, okay, but when's the part where you try to kill Captain America?
99999.
Oh yes.
Oh, there we go. There's our fill-in for Mr. Analysis. Ask A Sane Brony. He's English, and he's not an asshole, mostly.
Well, that's the thing with British people. You see, they are either very polite and friendly and everything, or they are those debate-heavy smart asses. And well.
Oh God, of course. Right now.
Okay, at least Graham is not one of those British people.
What? Neither of those two kinds?
Oh no, sorry. He's not the like heavy skeptical. I'm gonna shove my questionnaire stick in your ass.
Okay.
Yes, it's a wonder he hung out with us for as long. I think he's slowly escaping. He's turning into the second James. Except I didn't see this one coming.
Also there's a third kind of British people, the Whovians.
They are their own classification.
Biter is not one of those.
Some kind of British brony. I'm not sure if it is actually the British brony, but a brony from Britain added me rather recently and just kept posting me questions about Doctor Who.
Wait, is his name British Brony?
I wonder if it is actually British brony or it is just some British brony. Let me check the history. If every second post of him contains Doctor Who, then it's him. Oh yeah, it's a British brony. It's a British brony who is talking about Doctor Who all the time.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite poster.
I am a Whovian myself, so and there goes another one. What God? Guys, you have quite of using up quota of co-hosts.
I have a wonderful intro that I'm saving.
In a row. Is everybody afraid of me?
That's not entirely true, ANY. This is exactly
they're
what.
all from France.
No. This is what originally happened.
Yo.
Yeah, I originally was supposed to have my girlfriend was going to pop in for this, but then she had to work. So that's the first cancellation. And then Corpulent had a date night today, so that's the second cancellation. And then I asked Keyframe, and then she's deathly ill. And she's like, I could still make it. I'm like, if you die in the podcast, they're going to throw me out of the rift. Get your sleep. That's the third cancellation.
I mean, I'm already forcing her tonight to make a night shift to make the new title card and record a line for this video. So, yeah, you don't have to use her up. That's my job.
Excellent.
It's Graham.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Graham.
Evening.
Before we begin, I'm going to send you something so that at least you have a vague idea who we're interviewing.
By the way, yes, he's going to send it to you with the Enigma code.
Oh,
sorry.
Enigma code.
Good luck, Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm actually going to see that movie tonight. I hope.
Well, because he's British, he clearly lives next door to Benedict Cumberbatch. He also lives in London.
Yes, we drink tea and crumpets on a regular basis.
Yes, and Big Ben is visible in every window of his house.
Okay, apparently I have to revise my earlier statement. There are 4 kinds of British people. The debater, the friendly one, the Whovian, and of course the Sherlock one. I forgot the newest kind.
The what one?
You guys don't mind my
God, you don't. Leaky, if you don't know Sherlock, I refuse working with you.
Oh, Sherlock.
Oh, well, allow me to explain this. Leaky is a Canadian that thinks he's from Texas, so don't make me have to explain that any further.
I'm from Alberta. That's just like Texas. there's cowboy hats and pickup trucks and oil and
oil.
Yes.
The only difference is there's lots of snow. I had to clear literally a foot of snow off my truck when I went out today.
Well,
oh man,
it's snow in your area. It's sand in Texas, so it's basically the same, just a little bit difference in temperature.
Yes. So I think we're ready to begin now. If Mr. Analysis.
I was gonna say, you guys don't mind my political humor, though. I know it's a cheap shot because it's right there, but I'm just saying so you don't leave in the middle of a call saying "fuck."
Yes.
Why did you
he puts up with Biter, Peter. If you run him off, you get a pat on the back. Not really, but anyways. Yes, let me do the intro here. This is FNGR. Today on Limbo Podcast, I'm joined by the following hosts. Aeon of Dreams.
Guten Abend.
Certainly. Leaky, a.k.a. Dusty Rhodes.
Apples.
Also, Graham, aka Ask A Sane Brony.
You what, mate?
And our guest for the evening, A&Y Pony.
No entiende español.
Wonderful. I'd like to give a shout out now for our missing co-host, Corpulent Brony, whose absence that we could not possibly cover over, not theoretically or actually. So, anyways, let's get this started. Who would like to
play Amazing?
Costume.
Do you want me to play Amazing Grace?
No. Yes, and then the various co-hosts that died on the way here today.
Let's take a moment.
Amazing Grace.
I want to hit the. Go ahead. Sorry.
Really try to not take it personally that 3 co-hosts just jumped the knife when they heard it's me. So.
Well, no, that's 4 or 5, sir. 4 or 5.
Well, I'm just such a modest person. I mean, come on, it's a modest body count for a German. So.
I was excited. So again,
I was excited.
Yes, I wanted to hit the ground running here. I couldn't help but notice you made a video on a Mr. Jerry Peet. Now, I've heard a series of negative things about the man. Most can't be repeated in polite company. Would you care to elaborate on your feelings and experiences with the man?
You killed the podcast, damn it.
Well, I'm not really sure what people think because of this one video I made. If there is some kind of feud going on or something, it actually isn't. We had a nice talk afterwards on Skype. The thing really was that we really do disagree on certain ways to handle a YouTube channel. I have a very liberal attitude. I'm like, let the anarchy reign in the comment section and let people have a free and open discussion. And I very, very rarely actually go in there and remove people, block people, delete posts. Most of the time I just let people go a little bit nuts when I have the feeling that people who actually usually leave productive posts are kind of getting railed up and start getting nasty to each other. I'm like, hey kids, and I'm getting my condescending assholeness in there. And well, if there is a enjoyable troll, I actually go there and troll them myself. But with Pete, he has actually a rather long list of words that are by default, before he did the entire commenting with approval thingy, when he had still an open comment section, he had a long list of words that made your comment automatically be flagged, starting with a simple first, which I consider first comment childish, but I consider it also childish to ban the word first by default, which
I don't fault that one. I was mostly confused because I noticed he commented in one of my videos and I was like, oh, I should go repay the favor. And I was like, hey guys, I went and commented in Jerry Peet's video. They're like, we don't see it.
Yeah, well, as I said, he first of all has a quite long quota of default words he does not, if the comments get flagged right away. Then he also has this kind of like, it is my comment section and I can moderate it the way I want. And basically, of course he can. It's fair right. I just think, I mean, I called it censorship. What I wanted to tell you, Jerry Peet, is censoring is the correct term when you remove well-articulated comment from your comment section just because they don't agree with your own opinion. Whew. It felt a bit strange to express myself this way, but I really want us to get along, and now that I learned to speak your language, I guess we can be friends, right? And it basically really isn't censorship since it is not an actual public space. I mean, it is his channel on YouTube, which is not a public space to begin with, if most people don't get. And so, yeah, sure, he can go there and have his monarchy, absolutistic regime going there in the comment section. But I personally, as I said, liberal attitude, being an asshole on a soapbox myself, I was like, hey, dude, I call you out. And in reply for me calling him out, I mean, I left one snarky comment, and I guess he blocked me for a bit, and well, I figured it out because Paleo left another comment on the same video and was like, okay, you removing my and ANY's comment just shows what a bad attitude you have or something. I was like, what? I'm blocked? This is amazing! And I had a blast with it. And At this point, I was like, fuck it, I want to have fun. So I went on a little bit about it. And then I was like, okay, you made this. I mean, it was his joke video where he was doing Tommy Oliver in a minute or less than a minute and something, because people were nagging him about, hey, you did the Digi thing, now do it on Tommy, and he just did this, narrative is not a noun. And the fun fact is, I went to university and I actually went to a class which was called, literally, the narrative. And guys, what do you guess what we talked about? Well, a lot of narrative and stories and stuff like this, but we also used movies as examples all the time. Therefore, I am pretty sure I have it from a good source that you can use narrative as a noun in the context of movies and series as well. Yeah, because Jerry's joke was kind of stupid, I left a comment calling him out, therefore I got blocked, then the entire thing escalated, and I was like, you know what?
You're not shutting me up.
Now you can feel my entire assholeness, and I just made this video being like a total dick. And I had my fun with it, but also I believe a day or two later, I just added a comment, an annotation on the video, and was like, guys, I had my fun. I just wanted to vent a little bit and poke a little bit of fun of him. For me, the entire thing is past, and it literally is. I'm still watching his videos. I still enjoy most of them. We still have a very, very different opinion on how to handle a channel and certain more edgy topics. But in general, I still consider him funny, more funny than me. And well, I kind of gave up on commenting on his videos because now that he has only approval comments, it is like if you don't leave a very, very positive comment, you probably get not posted to begin with. And I don't want to sugarcoat what I have to say. And I also don't want to waste my time, leave a long comment with a critical tone if it doesn't get posted. So I stopped commenting altogether. So yeah, that's my history with Jerry.
Say, since we were talking about things that various things and opinions and whatnot, I've had a chance to speak with Calpain, the editor of Gamer Luna and the now infamous or famous Molestia blog. Have you heard of any other troublesome people within the fandom, such as Pinkamena Pony, I believe is her name, that have caused you a great deal of discomfort?
I don't really think so. I mean, I don't even see Pinkamena too much of a trouble. I mean, I made a similar video. I made an even more evil video.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, it is still on my channel because unlike a certain other person we already talked about, I also have a feeling of keeping history intact. That's why I also have my very embarrassing earliest videos I really hate. I mean, I recently had to redo my very first video because I just wanted to see how much I could improve it voice work wise. And I added an intro and it is still shorter because back then, I talked very monotone and careful when I spoke English. Oh God, it was so horrible. I still can't watch it. And the same goes for this video. I did unlist it because even a year later, I still had people starting discussions and starting arguing, and I just was annoyed by the messages popping up in the top right corner. But I still have the videos there. They are unlisted. If it ever becomes, for some reason, interesting, I can at every time reopen the discussion about this thing. Well, with Pinky Pony, it was really just a thing that at this time I was annoyed by her attitude because the blog went down. I highly doubt that she really did big thing to get it.
Actually, Calpain said that they were C&D'd from Hasbro.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not really sure if she was the one who actually got Hasbro to do it, and if it wouldn't have happened anyways, because, well, as JJ said himself, the blog just got this big. It is just with fighting is magic. If it reach a certain threshold, the company is forced to move against it because all outdated, stupid laws, which force them to protect their copyright. And well, they're a big fake company, so they don't give a fuck about changing laws. They are just like, oh, well, let's go do the easy thing and terminate everything that threatens us.
Well, the problem with copyright laws is that the way it's set up is that if you don't defend your copyright, you lose the right to defend the copyright in the future.
Yeah,
there were a lot of contributing factors to the shutdown of that blog. You know, I mean, there was the C&D from Hasbro, which was inevitable just because it was gaining traction, which meant they had to step in and do something about it. But I mean, also, by the end of it, you know, JJ was just sick of just the drama. And that was, and when, he could have fought it, he could have kept on defending, but he was like, I don't even want to. I can't be bothered to fight this fight. I don't care that badly. And that was one of the biggest reasons that he was just like, you know what, I don't even care. I don't want to have all this negativity in my life. So, yeah. I mean, personally, I doubt Pinkie Pony really did anything because, it later transpired that she was a con artist anyway. So really, to be honest, she was all talk. And, Jerry Peet, I don't have a great opinion of him just because he spent all of that episode, he was just white knighting her like nothing else on earth. And that I found that a great pity because the first time I encountered Jerry Peet, I was watching one of his videos where he was, I can't remember the title of it, but he was essentially saying, wouldn't it be nice if we were all nice to each other for once? And I was like, yes, that's a really good message. Thank you, and I was really impressed by his attitude. And then later on, when it just turned out that he was basically sort of a borderline SJW and white knight, it was just like, and then the drama with Tenafly Viper and stuff like that, where he was sock puppeting everywhere. And yeah, it just, as far as I'm concerned, Jerry Peet seems really good at dishing out opinions and very bad at receiving them. Some of his opinions might be good, but if you want to dish out opinions, in my opinion, you need to be prepared to receive them as well.
And that's where where my disagreement with him comes from. That he blocks the entire discussion. That he makes he makes it only his voice audible. By now, only the voices supporting him audible. And that's the thing.
I mean, I entirely agree with you. It's his I mean, I entirely agree with ANY on this. It's his channel. He can do whatever he wants with it. He's entitled to treat it as his private space and delete people he doesn't like. However, I agree that that's a bad way to run a channel, especially a channel that is all about opinions and discussion. Just turns into an echo chamber.
Yeah, I agree.
But a rather successful one at this.
Well,
that's a funny thing with him because he really, as I said, I'm very much for open facts, very liberal attitude and everything. He is hiding his subscriber count for longer than he is hiding comments. Not even on Social Blade, you can see how many subscribers he actually has. So he is really about all shadowy moves and secrecy and
Why would you hide your subscriber count? That
sounds
bizarre.
It's like, haha, I'm a shady, scary, mysterious person. Fear my 27 subs, which you can't verify.
If anything, that just makes me kind of think that he doesn't have that many subscribers because
he has very many. If you ask me, you just have to see how quick his new videos get views.
Yeah,
he must have a lot.
The reason why he hides it is so people can't view reactions. If he puts out a video and everyone sees his subscriber count drop, that means that people can see a negative reaction to his video, even if they can't comment. That's why he hides it. And he likes to hide these things because he doesn't like that kind of thing. Because, it's very easy to call someone out on their bullcrap when you've got access to statistics like that, And so he tries to do things, as you say, from shadowy perspectives and things like that to disguise what he's up to. And as soon as you start exposing stuff like that, his arguments start falling apart. It's like one of the infamous dramas that happened on Tumblr between Jerry Peet and Tenafly Viper was Jerry was basically saying, oh, Tenafly monetizes her Tumblr channel. She's got adverts on there. And she didn't have adverts on there at all. Meanwhile, he has adverts on his YouTube channel. So it's like, what are you trying to prove here? But again, he likes to hide all this stuff because he'll get called out on it. As soon as he puts out a video and deletes all the negative comments, if people see a drop in his subscriber count, all of a sudden they know the jig is up. So he'll hide anything he can so he can constantly just keep bullshitting if he's in a tight spot. Mm-hmm. And again, it's a shame because the guy, he's a smart guy and he's got legitimate opinions, but it just ruins it for me that he cannot take criticism. He's very much one of these people who will say, this is my point, now I'm leaving the discussion before anyone can make a rebuttal. I
mean, one of my biggest, beefs with Jerry Peet is that he seems to be another one of those idiots out there that's touting the whole Digi and Tommy, they were just being negative for negative sake, but there's
actually... Are you going to go on a rant about this?
No.
I'm just checking.
We've already talked at length at this, so I don't need to.
Just checking.
But no, the argument often goes, well, they were negative over this time span, so obviously they're just doing it for the sake of being negative. And I'm like, that makes no sense at all. And Jerry Peet subscribes to that opinion. So
Just a quick question, because I've never actually seen anything by Jerry Peet. This is one of the first instances I've heard of him. A few days ago, I saw a video by Josh Scorcher where he mentioned someone who only did this to get horse.
Oh, Scorcher is allowed to comment in Jerry Peet's section.
No, wait. I'm just asking though. Is the guy he posted the picture of the OC? If any of you guys have seen it, is that Jerry Peet's OC?
I don't know. Does he even have an OC?
He has like this kind of like long-haired, kind of like burnout-looking kid.
But it's some kind of human creature in a.
Human creature.
Yeah, in a what is it? Zero punctuation style.
Oh right.
Yeah,
so original.
He was previously known as Balspawn or Balspawn.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just copy-pasting a quick link I've found into the chat.
Spawn. Yes, that's a great name.
Yeah. Aeon, I believe his most popular video, his two popular video series are for one episode title in 3 minutes or something, where he is basically playing clips of the episode and making a funny comment about them. As I said, I consider him funny, so I'm okay with this series. And the other series is Glass of Water, in which he talks more meta stuff and more serious. And as I said, when he has when he makes talks about topics, often enough I can agree with. Sometimes I can't, or I don't really get his point. But yeah, since he shut down the discussion, those videos became rather uninteresting for me because, well, so yeah, I just keep watching it for the fun stuff. And I recently stopped bothering a lot about this stuff in general. I mean, I had this other channel, or I still have it in theory, this ANY Opinion Counts, which I was intending to go into a little bit of a direction like amazing atheistic stuff, like talking a lot about political stuff. And I got so fed up with this entire thing. At some point, I unsubbed to all those channels I was following, like Amazing Atheist, Jacqueline Glenn, what's a Cult of Dusty. I unsubbed to all those channels because I just was very fed up with the entire thing, and because it's just everybody is just pissing each other off, but secretly all are profiting from each other, because all those angry discussion channels would not have anything to talk about if it wouldn't be for the opposite side doing the same thing. And
you're in danger of it's all in danger of turning into reacts to videos.
It's just one nasty mud fight. It is really just I mean, best example is Thunderfoot and Anita Scorsese. Both of them feed off the negativity of the other one. I mean, we have Thunderfoot, who makes slander videos about Anita, and Anita makes slander videos about the entire gamers thing. And so why they pretend to fight each other? Basically, they make their entire living of the fact that the other side exists. And after realizing this, I was kind of, I'm out of it. And with
Thunderfoot doesn't just talk about Anita Sarkeesian. He also did that. I think his favorite video, my favorite video of his, is the one where he called bullshit on all that stupid Solar Roadways stuff. That was very informative.
So wait, who is this? And Anita?
Okay, Thunderfoot is a prominent atheist on YouTube.
Wow, I haven't run into his channel yet.
Yeah. Also, the question is if you really should. I have watched one of his recent videos and I was like, whoa. Okay, this was, I mean, I explained my distaste with the entire thing just a moment ago, but this newest video was just like, wow. Because he made another one on Anita, and also was like, oh, well, because Anita got support by the Buffy creator. Help me, guys. It's a little bit late. The Buffy guy. Avengers. Firefly.
I know who you're fucking talking
Mr.
about.
Repzion also makes a...
No, Mr. Repzion did not make Firefly.
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon, thank you.
So yeah, apparently Joss Whedon dared to leave a positive comment about Anita Scorsese's work, and Thunderfoot was like, "Oh, Joss Whedon, if you would know, if somebody would her line of arguing on your work," and then he is going like, trying to pretend that the scene in the beginning of the Avengers with Black Widow being tied to a chair, that this scene was actually some kind of sick
perverted male power fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. In a scene scene which seconds later turned into her kicking everybody's ass because she was toying with them. So it was a complete women empowerment scene. And the problem is Thunderfoot was not making this as a parody. I mean, he was parodying Anita's way of arguing, but in the end, he was sincere about being like, "Oh, Josh, look, this could happen to you." And another example he pulled was Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods is he was criticizing that in Cabin in the Woods there are those over-sexualized women and how they act. It is a parody, which is exactly marking those things in actual horror movies. And either Thunderfoot didn't get it, or he was ignoring it, and he was exactly doing what he's criticizing about his quote-unquote enemies. And this was like, okay, I'm done with this idiot.
So I've watched some Thunderfoot before, and the guy's really smart, and he's a physicist, and he makes really clever things and stuff like that. But the way he delivers his point can be so scathing. He's just so overly sarcastic, and it's like, okay, look, you know more about this subject, and you have successfully, refuted their point. That's fine. You don't have to rub salt into the wound. That's what really winds me up. It's like, look, we're having a decent conversation. Just because you've proven someone wrong, you don't have to now jump on their grave, And it really bothers me when people do that. It's just like, why can't we just have a nice, friendly discussion? Why do we always have to be beating people down and doing total takedowns and like sort of, oh, burn and all of the rest of it? It's just like, it's not necessary. Just that.
Well, Graham, someone pointed this out. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Graham, that's exactly the point why I kind of distance myself from this entire thing. Those people are not looking for a discussion. Those people are looking for creating entertainment for their viewers and making revenue.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They are not interested in a serious discussion on the topic. And that's why all those big-time feminists, atheists, MRAists, Christians, all those big-timers are just there to provide a show.
Yeah. And that's a sad story.
Exactly. And I'm all about entertainment, but I was like, I will not use this kind of really serious topic to build an entertainer career on it like other people did it. I mean,
Yeah, entertainment is one thing, but not entertainment under the guise of a serious discussion. If you're going to entertain someone, then be blatant about it. Don't pretend it's a serious discussion when you yourself are not taking it seriously.
Mm-hmm. One thing I still like about The Amazing Atheist, even though I stopped watching it, he was rather open about it. He was really like, well, you religious nutcase, I love you. And I love you because you are making me ad revenue, because every time you do something stupid, I make a video and people love it. He was openly saying this in one of his videos, so I respect him for his
that's
honesty
fair
and
enough,
integrity. He may be the biggest asshole, but he has integrity.
To play devil's advocate, someone could argue the fact that they want to try and get their message out there, and the only way to get their message out there is to have a bigger platform, and the only way to have a bigger platform is to entertain more people, and the only way to entertain more people is to give them what they want to see.
Sad truth. I mean, who of you reads a serious newspaper on a regular basis?
I go on Reddit and look at actual news sites.
I was about to say, Ian, why if your point is do more people watch Fox News and The Daily Show more than they watch real news? Then yes they do. Yes I do. Yes, that makes me a terrible person.
I'm not gonna lie. I go to the same sandwich shop for lunch most days of the week, and they always have The Sun in there. And for those of you who don't know, because I'm British, The Sun is a tabloid newspaper in the UK, and it's considered one of the most awful newspapers there is. It's all celeb gossip and stuff like that. And it's
its own version of The Sun too.
Well, I know that there are flawed aspects to go on.
Yeah, I was going to say there's always a copy of The Sun, of today's Sun, in this sandwich shop, and every time while I'm waiting, I start flicking through it just out of morbid curiosity, and I'm just like, I feel dirty because I'm reading this. It's that bad. But I don't read serious newspapers. You're absolutely right. I have morbid curiosity for a tabloid, but I don't actually read the serious newspapers.
And that's the thing. There is why there is no serious discussion. I mean, I'm not better at all.
Yeah.
Because I am too lazy for serious news, and I distance myself from every kind of sensational news. I'm completely ignorant, and I don't consume any news. So
I feel bad that I'm asking you these questions now. I'm setting you up to be negative, I think. May I do one more?
Please do it.
Okay, there is you seem to be quite familiar with FanWorks. I've come across a bit of a doozy, and I've shared this one with my friends. Have you ever heard of this one animation? It's from Everfree Network. Hell Hath No Hoagie.
No,
Oh.
probably not.
Oh,
I think that's even a sicker burn, is him not even having heard of it.
Oh yes, I've had to I had to dig for it after Purple Tinker dropped the name, and I had to like look through various podcasts to hunt it down.
You had to hunt it down yourself, so don't pretend that I'm.
Oh no! You're perfectly good, and if you do actually see it, you'll be annoyed that I recommended it. What are your thoughts on if in lieu of that, your thoughts on Everfree or Mr. Draft for that matter, if you have any?
Doesn't really ring a bell. Mr. Draft, what else could you know of him?
Final Draft, Mr. Bernstein.
Wait, Final Draft. Oh, Final Draft is the head of Everfree, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot of an opinion. I guess Everfree is operating on a similar level like Daily Equestria Daily, because I have an opinion on Equestria Daily. If this
Oh, well, even though I'm on talking terms with Calpain from Equestria Daily, you are free. It is the king of Limbo, and I am not here to stop you in expressing yourself, sir. It's got me in trouble, and there's no reason we shouldn't get in trouble yet again. Please proceed.
Basically, the criticism is probably more about the perception of Equestria Daily, and the critique on Equestria Daily itself is probably that they don't do anything to disperse this kind of understanding of people. For people who know Equestria Daily, they believe it is the actual general serious source for information about the fandom. They believe if they follow Equestria Daily, they know about the fandom as a whole. And this is bullshit, because Equestria Daily has always been, and will probably always be, a super selective private blog. That's it. It's a private blog which is out of proportions. We've had, I don't know, a dozen moderators and redactors and stuff like this. And the problem is, I received it with, I saw it with stuff like, for example, that they do this entire "we are absolutely family friendly" thing, and certain topics have never a fair chance on Equestria Daily. But because Equestria Daily has this aura of being this all
the news, the place.
Yeah, exactly. At least for the people who are there. I mean, I heard a fun story that the Reddit bronies pretty much think the same of themselves and the Reddit blog. That the 4chan bronies think that 4chan is the one true hub of everything. So they are all ignorant groups living within their own universes and not getting it. But for those on Equestria Daily, because it's the one I can identify the most with, because Reddit, I tried Reddit and I got shunned in so many forums. I stopped using Reddit altogether. And 4chan, I never really went to 4chan to begin with. It's just like, meh, I don't care. This kind of quick living blog thingies isn't really my thing. So Equestria Daily seemed rather accessible to me. Until
one big thing is that I don't know if there's like that much actual things out there that you could say is news. Like, oh, here's some art. Is that really news?
Okay,
well, it's more like fandom promotion.
Let's not call it news, but a fair representation of the fandom as a whole.
Okay. I was about to say, if you want to know what gets hits, my friend Sheldon was trying a little news thing. One of the things that got the most views is who here is familiar with Black Griffin and or Michelle Kraber?
Yep.
How many of you are familiar with a very infamous tweet where he has her tied up and duct taped?
I think I saw that one.
Yes, that hit pay dirt on video on YouTube as opposed to trying to.
All we did was put a Brazzers logo in the corner and we blew the fuck up.
That's not an edit. That was all legit.
Good God.
The thing with Equestria Daily is that, I mean, as ANY said, it's literally a personal blog, and the annoying thing is that when there is actually when there is actually genuinely interesting news, it falls off the front page so quickly under the deluge of just general crap. If I were in charge of Equestria Daily, the first thing I would do tomorrow is split it into a page 1 and a page 2. So all the actual genuine fandom news, like season 5 trailer released, that goes on page 1. The steady turnover of fandom material, that goes on page 2. So for people who just want, you know, major news from the fandom, they read page 1, and stuff stays on page 1 for, you know, at least 24 to 48 hours because the turnover is slower. And if you're one of those people who is unemployed and has a lot of free time to sit on the internet all day, you sit on page 2 where you see everything. Because, and the other thing that annoys me, I really agree as well about the perception of Equestria Daily. One thing that really bothers me is the amount of times I see someone on Tumblr or Facebook or somewhere like that, and they say, oh, I got featured on Equestria Daily, as if they've suddenly made it. And I'm like, that's not going to change shit, mate. You know, give it 3 hours and you'll be off of page 1. So
don't underestimate it. I mean, the thing is, I was of this attitude myself. I was like considering it's this one big thing, and when Digi actually managed to get Equestria Daily pay any attention to analysis to begin with, I was like, this is so awesome, yeah. But yeah, then I saw what happened. They have their 2 to 3 analysts they actually are interested in and following, and those get. I like Silvercrew. Silvercrew is one who deserves it. Some people can pretty much put out their of the analyst community can do whatever they want. They get featured with front page with their own article, and pretty much everybody else get without ever being viewed dumped into the nightly roundup. And it's like I stopped caring. I was like, especially since the nightly roundup people don't. This is one crowd and.
You mean for featured being one of 3 people, either a griffin, a wolf, or Josh Scorcher?
Yeah.
Scorcher is actually one of the limit. I stopped viewing Equestria Daily.
I just assume on his sub count because that's what I was told that they go by sub count, and he's like 70K, so I'm assuming he gets in there occasionally.
I don't know, probably occasionally, but yeah, they have their few people who can pretty much post whatever they want, and they end up being featured. And at this point, I was like, why do I even bother with them anymore?
Yeah, like honestly, I'd say that it doesn't matter what Silver Quill makes; he's gonna get on Equestria Daily.
You can make an update video where he's just talking, or just like taking a dump with his phone.
Well, I have to ask him to do this just as an experiment.
I had we asked Calpain about that actually. This wasn't on my show, it was over on Sheldon's, where I was like, what do you think about people complaining about that? He's like, well, there's just some of these entitled people that feel that they deserve to get these things on there. I'm not going to criticize the man, because after we had him on, I started making the roundup a bit more, but coincidence, I say. He's a nice dude. I'm totally not bought off, totally not.
Confused about how they think Equestria Daily works different from the rest of the world, and it doesn't. You get in by and being friends with the people that run it. That's the same with anything. It's the same with getting into clubs, with getting a job, with getting anything.
Quite frankly, yeah. I mean, I like Calpain as well. I like him a lot, just because I've worked with him for my PR work over at Buc Convention. And, you know, it's like if we submitted stuff to Equestria Daily for announcements for our convention just to the submissions thing, it would show up 2 weeks later when no one cares anymore. If I send it to Calpain, it shows up exactly at the time and date when I ask him to put it up there. Calpain is the guy who gets stuff done at Equestria Daily, so I like him for that. But to a certain extent as well, Calpain kind of suffers a bit because, you know, he's trying to do the best he can, but he's like, dude, at the end of the day...
He's the only one doing it, right?
Yeah, and plus, he's like, dude, I am not Equestria Daily. I don't own it. It doesn't belong to me, so I can't magically change things either. And also, it's, you know, this fandom does have a lot of entitled people who believe they should be out there. So it kind of goes both ways. I agree with him that you can't just publish everyone who says out of sort of, you know, communistic spirit or something. But by the same token, it does bother me because I know of a lot of really talented people in the fandom who just get so little exposure. You know, like in musicians, there are some musicians that I like who are absolutely fantastic, but they've got like 5,000 subs on YouTube, and I'm like, how does this person have so few subs?
Well,
you know,
here's Mando Pony again.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Not that I don't like Mando Pony, but
yeah, nothing against him, but it would just be nice to see some more wild cards out there. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know the feeling. It's like when I surf a little bit on YouTube and I come across a new musician, and I'm like, "Whoa, this is awesome!" And I check his videos, and I'm like, "Wow, this is the shit!" And then I look at his subscriber count, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I have more subscribers than him. How can I have more subscribers?" Some idiot who just talks and does some lazy editing more than a musician who actually creates awesome stuff.
Oh, come on, give yourself some more credit.
I found your humility to be refreshing. I'm not arguing with you one way or another. I just found it refreshing.
The thing is that's like with anything. It's like it would be like if TLC posted, like, hey, I know you've been watching 19 Kids and Counting and Real Stories from the ER for a few hours, but maybe if you get in the right mindset, you might like this French art house film. What the fuck is this shit? I'm changing the channel. That's what Equestria Daily does. They can't just put on wild cards because no one would care.
Well, I actually remember Digi talking to me a long time back when he was actually working on Equestria Daily, and he said that, like, a lot of the time people are like, stop showing this analysis stuff. We don't want to see it.
I've overheard hearing that from the Horsecast.
Are you sure they weren't just telling that to Digi?
No.
Maybe they were saying it just to Digi.
He was pimping out Drowning in Horseshoes, and I believe they got upset was supposedly how it went, maybe? I forget.
Well, yeah, because EQG is a giant positive boner.
The positivity thing. I didn't get to this earlier. It's not only family friendliness, but also the extreme positivity. I mean, this is pretty much why they ignored analysis for so long and only allowed it when somebody who was just sunshine and rainbows about everything and didn't say a single critical thought. Yeah, this was what opened the door for analysis to begin with. Before that, it was like, oh, people think critical. We don't like this.
So are you suggesting that Silver Quill is just sunshine and rainbows?
I mean, Silver Quill is not doing hard analysis. Silver Quill is a great comedian. He creates great visuals and jokes. And, well, even if he throws in a little bit of critical thinking every now and then, this isn't bothering Equestria Daily because there are enough laughter. So Pinkie Pie is happy.
Yeah. Yeah,
because, truth be told, in the analysis community, there's like two types of analysts. There's the analysts who really actually do analysis and review, and then there's the kind that entertain. And there's nothing wrong with either one.
Well, actually, there's those who do a really good job, and then there's the popular ones.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You can be... Yeah, you add the stuff on top of that, of course. But you have some who more or less entertain, like say, fuck it, I'm probably not going to get any flack for this. KP, it's like there's no analysis in this video.
Oh yeah.
But she can she can tell you a basic thing in a way that everyone just fucking loves because she's got.
Girl.
I'm not saying anything.
I'll go ahead and say something. I remember watching one of her videos recently, and it was nothing.
It's like 30 seconds of stating something that's going on and two minutes of references.
I think that the quote-unquote analysis was like 20% of a 2-minute video. I mean, it was so short.
Wait.
You guys have just hit the nail on.
She actually did 20% of analysis?
20%?
You got
dude, you have no idea. You have no idea, dude. That's like 15% more than normal.
Well, that's the funny thing, actually, because when I first sort of started taking a passing interest in analysis, I subscribed to KP on YouTube and I watched her videos. Well, I watched all of her videos because I really enjoyed them and I was like, oh, this is really good fun. I like her. But then I just got bored, and I've never really put my finger on why I got bored of KP's videos until just this conversation now. And it suddenly occurred to me it's because there was no actual information or content. I wasn't learning anything from these videos. I was watching them and it was like, okay, she's talking, but I'm not taking anything away from this video.
I have to ask you this, Graham, being Valentine's Day, did you have a crush on her? Is that why you were watching her?
No.
Oh, gonna kill you.
Valentine's Day, and I'm sitting here with a bunch of bronies talking to some German guy. What the fuck is wrong with my life?
I have a segue for that.
I have, I'm just resisting the urge to fill my Tumblr dashboard with dinner with waifu pictures at the moment, so...
Say, Mr. A and Y, sir. Keyframe as well as Puzzle Brony both ask, do you believe in true love?
I'm a cynical asshole. I believe this question kind of answered itself.
Oh, additionally, as a man who's clearly desired by all sexes, how do you deal with this intense passion from the fan base for your obvious machismo?
It is gold. I love it. I mean, I have one Katharina, one of the chicks on Tumblr who is posting a lot of self-shipping images of her OC with mine. She also made a journal entry posting every ship I am in. and I favorized it, and I repost it on Tumblr every now and then because I just love it so much.
Who did you?
One long list of all the
If
shit.
anyone's listening, I don't mind being shipped with him. I'm bi when it comes to flopping.
I don't like being shipped with anybody.
Wait. Let me find the journal. Maybe I'm already chipped with one or two of you. It's quite a long list. I love it.
Well, while he looks for that, I'm sick of talking about ponies. ANY, I have a question for you.
This better be
Go
cool.
ahead.
Is it as hard to get a driver's license in Germany as everyone else outside of Germany makes it out to be? Because all I hear is about like, oh yeah, it's so like the tests are so rigorous and it's so expensive. You can hardly get a driver's license in Germany. Is that true?
I can't really tell because I like the other countries to compare it to. I guess.
Well,
For
like
me, it's probably. I mean, it costs a lot of money. I would say because you have to. You are by law you have to do a certain number of theoretical and practical lessons with a professional teacher. So there is not, at least at the time when I learned it, I'm not sure if they changed something. There was not this thing you have, for example, going on in America, that you can get your practice hours by just having another licensed driver next to you, like your father, your big brother, or something like this. In Germany, you don't have this thing. You always have to have this very expensive teacher driving with you. And yeah, I guess it can be very expensive. Maybe I will.
Like,
I'm
just
just
to put it in
lucky enough.
perspective, this is how I got my driver's license. I went down, I paid like $30, took the test and got my learner's permit. I drove with my dad free, and then I went and did a road test. I didn't fuck up and spent another $50 and got my driver's license.
Okay, yeah, that sounds a little bit easier than Germany.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I mean, in the UK, you're not legally obliged to take lessons from a professional instructor, but everyone does. I mean, they say you're kind of learning how to pass the test rather than learning how to drive the car. But but the lessons are fairly expensive. I mean, lessons right now will cost you at least sort of it's somewhere between £20 and £25. So that's going to be $40 or $50 an hour, and most people are expected to do best part of 30 lessons at least. Then the test itself, including the practical and the theory, is going to be another £100, so that's $170 odd. And the annoying thing is what makes it easier is that it's a fairly straightforward lesson. It is a fairly competence test. You've just got to be able to drive the car around and maneuver it. You don't have to do any skid pan stuff or anything like that. I mean, in some European countries, you're expected to know how to drift a car, basically.
Yeah,
so
Finland.
we don't have any of that. But even still,
I remember I learned to driving my mom to and from the grocery store in a 2001 Ford Windstar with a shot engine.
Here's a question. Isn't it expected that you fail the driving test at like the first time you do it in Europe, though?
Yeah,
like, not that they think so lowly of you, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I mean, lots of people pass it first time. However, yeah, if someone says, "Oh, I failed my test," people will. The usual reaction is just to shrug and go, "Oh, yeah, a lot of people do that. Just book it again." So,
yeah. Meanwhile, here in the States, we're just like, "Hi, dumbass, what did you do?"
Yeah.
Really, I find that people are like, if you fail it once, I usually find that like the attitude here is pretty much the same. Where like failing once is understood, unless like with me, I've been into cars my whole life. I was like, since I was like 6 years old, I was playing computer games with a racing steering wheel. I was expected to pass that first try, and I did.
Good for you. I passed my first time too.
Yeah. Oh, follow-up question, ANY. BMW or Mercedes?
Neither. I don't drive.
Oh, he just killed Licky.
I'm gonna go try now.
I used to drive a nice Opel, but the thing is, I live in Berlin. We have a very good public transportation, and where would I park my car? And it's expensive, so I don't care about a car.
Well, I mean, your cars are so tiny over there. You can just park it in a suitcase, right?
Oh.
Absolutely. I mean, we in Germany are still driving the bigger cars. I just look at over at France with their Smart and stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's half a car.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, in cities in Germany, I mean, you guys are using like full-size Mercedes for taxi cabs. That's pretty big.
Yeah, we do.
Say, ANY, telling me about yourself, is there any kind of misconception about you that you'd like to clarify right now?
Yeah, I'm actually not German.
I am French, vivi.
Yeah, I am actually a French woman, so...
Mais oui.
Suck les deux.
Indeed. His sub count just dropped by 5K.
all these French people are just gonna kill us now because of what I just did.
Well, then again, I said I'm a girl, so probably my subscriber count will also add a few 100k, so or a few 10k.
Let's do an experiment. How does the subscriber count change when you go from a German man to a French woman?
Yes.
How do you implement this experiment? It would be a very interesting one. But
you need to do a joke video. You need to use like a voice modulator to increase the pitch of your voice and put on a French accent.
I got
genuinely come out on the channel.
He'll just sound like T-Pain. That's what'll happen.
No. There's a way of doing this, ANY. You would just kind of do what Crown Prince does. That this has been a facade all this time, and like have some girl. I'm like, I've been writing the lines for this.
Trolled. You've been trolled. You have probably been trolled.
Sacré bleu, you've been trolled.
Oh well. This is a true Französisch way to do analysis. I suck at both.
I love how his accent went from German to effeminate German.
this is my French Germany.
Oh wow.
That's a great thing. I suck.
It sounds like you're hopping 6 cigarettes at once.
All right, Licky, let's hear your French woman impression. Go.
Oh yeah, baby.
You've been called out, son.
You better perform.
See, I can't actually do a French accent. I can only do a French Canadian.
All right, no.
Backing out.
Yeah, do it. No, do it. I want to hear French Canadian.
Seduce me.
Shit.
Seduce me.
Hello there. I am the French woman.
You sounded German.
It doesn't sound like German. God damn it.
Okay, dude, that is not how they sound like. I'm American, and I know that they don't sound like that.
Oh.
Shut up.
Oh well. Oh yeah, another big misconception besides the entire gender and nationality thingy. I'm not funny.
Oh.
No, that's the thing. I consider myself entertaining in the sense of, hey, you can watch it and you feel the time pass, and he's not boring. But I don't consider myself funny
That's
because
the most thing I've ever said. It's not entertaining because I'm funny. It's entertaining because you can watch it in the time.
yes, that's the thing. I cannot write good jokes. I mean, read my scripts and try to find a joke in it. I work more on awkwardness and randomness, not on actual humor. So, but people say I'm funny, so I kind of know. This is a misconception. I really want to clarify to all those people: you people are wrong and idiots and stupid because I'm not funny.
I think I just found him his animation for Crown Prince. If you could teach one thing to your peers, what would it be?
I don't know. Don't leave stupid comments.
Don't be a dick.
Yes.
No. Being a dick is fine. I can handle dicks, but I don't know what to do with stupid comments. And there's a comment.
I can handle dicks too.
I know.
Hey,
the same
Sometimes 2 or 3 at once.
Yes.
I believe
Yeah, Bukake in here.
All right then.
I went into this one, Aeon, didn't I? Damn it.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Oh god, and this was just the next innuendo. Help! I'd better shut up.
Indeed.
It's just in ANY likes handling dicks.
Oh, we just made the front page of Horse News.
Oh, where's Capper when you need him?
No. What was I going to go on here?
Did we just lose ANY?
Did he leave?
No, he's still here.
Oh, you got me paranoid. I was studying. Yo, I was studying my questions here, and I wanted to come up with the next one. And why? Again, I want
questions. This is scary.
Oh yeah, sorry. They're more kind of guidelines. You seem to be kind of big on fan works. What is your favorite fan animator? Remembrance.
The funny thing is I didn't even get what you were trying to suggest, so
okay.
I have to answer honestly, I'm afraid.
Certainly.
I am a big fan of Crown Prince, but
bingo, that was the suggestion.
I have to give the first prize, so she gets silver medal, but gold medal has to go to Kakashi Panda because, oh god, he also, like he has a very rude and sketchy art style, but what he does with movements, like in what is it called, those Changeling battle videos he did, first the one with Octavia and then the other one with Sparkler, Dinky and Derpy coming in. It's just like, oh, those smooth movements he does, this is like, wow, really for the visuals, I love it. I mean, Crown Prince is funnier. Then again, Kakashi Panda also did Friendship is Manliness. So
Panda is definitely like, he seems to be a really good choreographer, but I think like Crown Prince is better with like expression and comedic timing, which for me that's a lot more important. But for you, yeah, I can see how you would like the choreography more.
I'm a big fan of Captain Horse, who does Ask Firestarter Spitfire. If any of you guys have ever seen his work,
nope.
And he's not so well known outside of Tumblr basically. But
I don't know anybody who wasn't featured on Equestria Daily. So
the pretension levels, they're so strong in here.
I've no doubt he's been featured at some point. But I mean, what I love about his videos is he has a very unique style. He deliberately avoids show style. He has his own sort of style that he animates in as well, and I really like that, just because it makes such a refreshing change to see someone doing something different from just the stereotypical show style animation. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously we like things that mimic the show that we came for. However, it's really nice to see someone take it in a different direction and trying to do their own thing with it. And I really appreciate that personally.
Which pretty much applies to all the other people we talked about already as well. So
yeah, to a certain extent.
Suck it, show accurate animator.
Yeah, but even still, Captain Horse's stuff is very, very stylized. I mean, when you watch some of it, you'll immediately see what I mean.
Mind dropping a link?
Yes, let me dig one up.
In the meantime, what's the problem about show accurate animation is, as soon as you are slightly off, you are instantly dropped into the uncanny valley. It's I mean, who got really, really close was a Flamingo guy who pretty much removed his existence after he got his grade. But there's also this one animator who does really, really funny thing, once again with Octavia and Vinyl, and his or her most recent one was one with Sparkler's Day, where she went through the entire catastrophes happening in Ponyville, and at the end the tree castle, the crystal tree, rises in front of her window, which was her only source of happiness in Ponyville. And but yeah, the problem is he is going for very, very close to show accurate, but he's off, and it looks off because as soon as you don't hit it pitch perfect, you are looking uncanny. And is this Race to the Future? I have Face the Future. I've actually seen that one, so I am familiar with him. Dum dum dum.
Yeah, I know what I mean. Especially also if you're going for like completely perfect show accuracy, it is inevitable that you're eventually going to fall into exactly the same issue as what Jan faced. Whereas Jan Animations was virtually indistinguishable from the show, so eventually Hasbro is going to come and knock in at your door. It's going to happen because they, at the end of the day, at that point, they can turn around and say, this isn't really derivative. This could literally be mistaken for a scene from the show. So, I mean, kudos for making it look that good. But yeah, at the end of the day,
you didn't get the recognition you wanted.
However, they're going to come a knock in, and you're not going to be able to defend yourself because your stuff does look exactly like theirs. And at that point, we fall into that whole discussion on copyright again. So
yes, that discussion that we keep having that never actually changes things.
Yes.
Well, I wanted to bring this up earlier that you have to defend your copyright or lose it. I've heard about a series of people who've had their old videos up there for like a year or so, and they get hit for it later.
This is happening recently like hell, isn't it?
Who are you betting on next? A&Y? Are you going to be in that fine number of people that will be defending shortly? How will you handle that, by the way? How important is your channel to you?
That's the thing. I kind of. I mean, I have the great thing going for me that I was really losing the spirit about half a year, 3/4 a year ago, which was the time when in the middle of season 4, when I only did those half-ass vlogs and nothing really productive. But this was a time where I was really like, why am I doing this anymore? I kind of found my spirit again, like, I'm doing it for me. I want to have fun, and I'm not rushing myself. I will I hopefully will find a nice stress-free way to get around making weekly videos for season 5, or I mean, should I make a small hint towards what is happening, what I'm planning? Because there will be videos, but my intention is to don't lift a finger animation-wise for any or editing-wise for anything. So I hope to find people who work with me to do the work for me. Wink, wink. No, that's the thing. I cannot have somebody animate for me. I tried it. Actually, one of KP's guys came to me when I offered to actually make it a job for somebody.
We did get Vivi, by the way, for that. No, I was just telling Peter. I was like, if KP's such a terrible person, we wouldn't have had I'm a Toon Link. Just a friendly reminder.
The thing
I don't
was,
think she's terrible. I just don't agree with everything she does.
All right, good.
But the thing was, I got a lot of people trying it, and I was like, no, I cannot have anything of this been officially done for me because it needs. What I wanted was somebody needs to make it better than what I could do myself. If I have to bother and be like, could you change this and this and this and this, and this? I was like, no, this is even more work for me. So no. I am actually intending to pretty much whore out the entire 5th season for collabs.
Oh.
I'm
Wow.
up.
So
I'm up. Certainly.
well, as long as you do the entire work, that's
Certainly, Donka.
Certainly.
Yes.
I guess I have my first few episodes already reserved.
All right.
Analysis, you as well.
Oh, A&Y, you collab whore, you.
Yes.
Well, there are 24 collaborations to buy me for. Not to buy, but basically, the thing is, I want to keep it stress-free, so for me it will be basically, hopefully, turn out to be, hey, writing the script with somebody, recording the audio is actually became the easiest part for me by now, because I have a nice routine there, and then I'm just like, okay, have fun with the audio, and here is the link to all my poses, and yeah, I'm out of here. No, but yeah, the original question was, how do I feel about this entire thing? I mean, in the past, I had my fair share. I believe I had 1 or 2 copyright strikes, which I successfully fought off. I still have 100,000 third-party content matches. I, at some point, stopped bothering about, but maybe I should pick up the fight again just to nag YouTube about being such a bunch of dicks. And yeah, with the recent thing where they go around, first of all, if they would take down my channel, yeah, I would do the usual. That's a good thing. They are as lazy as it comes to shutting down channels as trying to keep them shut down. So I guess if you make enough noise and poke them enough, they just reinstate your channel, as it happened with Dr. Wolf, with Mr. Enter, with Digi, with the guy Digi referenced in his video when he was taken down. So YouTube doesn't care either way. If a company comes...
so you wouldn't be panicked about it. You'd probably be like, oh, this will be done in about a week or 2.
He whips out Twitter. Hey guys, my YouTube is down.
It's my turn.
Yeah, I wouldn't panic. I wouldn't do an over-dramatic video with 2 fake guns in my mouth and be like, oh, I don't know what to do anymore.
I actually
went through the trouble of smuggling these guns into Germany.
I actually saw that.
This video.
I actually saw that while a podcast was going, and I was like, "Those look pretty real." No, they were water guns.
So like, over the top.
What am I gonna do?
That's the thing.
You said I can't be a weeaboo anymore.
I mean,
YouTube don't really want to take this stuff down. They just need to they just need to look like they care. They don't care, but they need to look like they care to Viacom people like that.
Jeez,
yeah,
exactly. You make YouTube sound like a male alicorn.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They don't care either way. They just want to go the way of least what is it called? Least resistance, exactly. The path of... Sorry?
I was just correcting. I said path of least resistance.
Path of... Okay. There's a similar German phrasing, and I just was not sure what the correct English phrase is. I'm actually thankful for the correction. Path of least resistance. Yeah, that's pretty much YouTube in a nutshell. They take something down here to please the companies, and they reinstate it to please the users, and, well, everybody at the end thinks YouTube is a big giant pussy, but everybody keeps working with them because, well, in the end they do what you want. So but even if they take down my channel and I would not get it back, I would probably just make a new one and be like, oh well, nice chance for a fresh start. I don't know.
That's refreshingly positive.
It's actually not positive, it is just numb and not caring.
I think I'm at the point where I'm willing to take numbing not caring as positive.
Spoken like a true cynic. I'm so proud of you, my friend.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
You did well, my young
Senpai noticed me. Oh, I do have one more here, though. I noticed that you have a glass of wine on hand in some of your videos. What is your favorite drink?
I guess it is a wine. Surprisingly enough, since it happens rather often in videos, I am actually not a very heavy drinker. I barely drink. Every now and then it's a glass of wine. Then I had a 6-pack of Tsingtao beer a few weeks back for a podcast. But usually I'm running on water and coffee. But yeah,
you a Riesling or a Pies Porter man?
What?
So are you a Riesling or a Pies Porter man?
I don't get it either way.
They're the two prominent styles of German wine: white wine and red wine.
Riesling
is white German wine. Pies Porter is dark wine.
No, neither nor. I'm drinking good old Californian Zinfandel.
Oh, okay.
It's always kind of funny because we think European wine or European wine drinkers are like, oh, I'm drinking the finest wine from the vineyards of France.
Dude, the thing is, I'm a professional hotel clerk. I went through a 3-year apprenticeship. I have a certificate as a German wine consultant, and my favorite wine is Californian Zinfandel.
Nice.
Just the way you swish it around the glass, you seem like such an expert about it.
Apparently he is.
Yes. All right then.
I'm enjoying my gas station wine.
It came in a box.
I like to go to wine tastings and drink Night Train.
You guys gotta head out.
Oh yeah, no problem. I was talking about hanging it up. Yeah, great having you post.
Dropping in.
All right.
Yes.
Peace. Well, I'm all out of questions. If anyone else has anything else, I won't want to cut anyone off.
I just want to say something to Graham. Graham, I can see why you like this Captain Horse guy, because apparently he does a lot of promotion for Buc.
Oh! Buc Con? What's that? Would you like to go into that now?
I may or may not be shilling the guy who did most of the design work for the convention I work for. However, he's legitimately an amazing guy. His design are fantastic. His animation is fantastic. And I've met the guy. He's a really nice guy. So, to be honest, yeah, I'm going to shill him because he's awesome.
Graham, should I lend you my logo for my slogan for a moment?
What is your slogan?
My slogan is #ANY is whoring out.
Yeah, okay. Well, yes, I'm going to whore out on that. But yeah, whatever.
Go ahead.
I mean, I do it all the time. What do you think? Why I have so much amazing fan art? Because I'm whoring out for it all the time.
Well, yeah. If you don't ask, you don't get. But yeah, the weird thing is with it, If you ever want to commission some work, though, seriously, you should talk to him. He's running a Patreon as well at the moment, and the guy is a machine when it comes to either animating, drawing, or designing. The amount of work we put on him for Buc was just intense, and he just munched through it. He was one guy. The amount of work he churned out for us was astonishing. Literally, you'll just say, I need a picture featuring this, that, or the other. It doesn't have to be fantastic, just like a sketch will do, and he'll come back to you 2 hours later with a fully shaded, fully designed picture, and you're just like, that's amazing. That's exactly what I wanted. And he's done it within a couple of hours. He's incredible.
Interesting to know. I'm still considering making an opening animation for my videos at some point, so...
Oh, well, we've got Crown Prince. She's amazing.
She is amazing.
I sure know. I also have her somewhere in my Skype list, which is far too long. I really need to... That's a problem. I have the entire Rift Cafe in my Skype list.
Yes, I let her know immediately when you gave her a silver.
And why I can absolutely guarantee you do not have the entire Rift in your Skype list, because you would want to slit your wrist if you did.
A&Y is actually a very approachable dude, Leaky. He's been very cool.
Everyone else in the Rift isn't.
Yes. Well, that's why I'm treating it. Yeah. Well, I think we've run this bad boy dry, unless there's anything else. Oh, did you do your shilling there, Graham?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I
shilled our designer. In other news, if anyone's listening and they're in the UK, come to Buc. We're going on in early 2016.
Okay, if anybody in Europe or something is listening, come into Brony Fare on April the 12th.
Oh, you're going to Brony Fare? I'm not,
yes.
But I know about. I've heard of them as well, because obviously I'm on the European circuit. So
I will definitively be there, since it is a Brony convention here in Berlin. I believe so far I'm not allowed to say more. So
fair
enough.
Certainly. Well, if I had more time, I'd probably try and trick you into talking more.
You would say more, but if you want to decipher the rest, you need the Enigma machine.
Yes.
No, I mean...
No, they probably...
Just consider which kind of people are not allowed, are restricted to say things.
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming on, A&Y. Graham, I appreciate you stepping in when I had a little panic attack when I thought Pasta was enjoying the call. I usually like to have like a good 3-4 people on.
Yeah.
That's all right. I had nothing better to do.